Just a quick update on the 5 horse Briggs water pump. I got a spare parts engine for $30 from the local mower shop. It's got good valves on it, spare muffler, bottom end parts. I know it's a vertical shaft, but he said the conrod and piston and everything are the same. Cheap if you ask me. A new set of valves is going to be over $50, so I figured I'll just grab a cheapo scrap engine. These valve seats are pretty good, they'll clean up. I'm giving the bore a light hone. There is a bit of a rust band at the bottom, but it's not actually eaten in, it's just discoloured. Everything else is cleaned up alright. Crank, fit new bearings, that's absolutely stuffed. That should go together pretty good. The inlet valve from this one's alright, but I'll replace it anyway. Relap everything. Somehow I think I got ripped off. This thing's absolutely destroyed itself. The bloke said it had never been apart, but shit, I should have noticed the bloody gap in the crankcase. It's wedged itself apart and nearly popped the bolts. I don't think the camshaft's any good. That's fucked. That's all come apart. Governor mechanism's broken off and floated around inside, so that's probably stuffed. Piston. Okay, the piston might be okay, but shit, it's close to bad. Oh. I pull the valves off and I'll take it back and just tell them, hey, didn't give me $30 worth of spare parts. This thing's fucked. Oh well, at least I got my valves anyway. Quick comparison of the old valve and the new one. Seat seems to be alright though. He's lacking a bit of fuel, but apart from that, it works. Thanks for watching. Well, we're almost back together now. The engine runs quite nicely. It does tend to stall out a bit if I really pull the throttle on pretty quick. It's probably leaning right out because the fuel diaphragm can't keep up. I'll replace that and take the carby off again and just give everything a good polish up. There's still a bit of aluminium oxide in there. But apart from that, this thing's going to really kick ass. The housing isn't really eaten out, it's just a bit white and oxidised. Impeller went on easy. So yeah, I'll chuck it back together again. The O-ring's even pretty good nick too. Just use a bit of sealant on it and she'll be right. Well, that worked well. I think I'm out of fuel. Okay, well I call this project a success. I'll give it a quick clean up and put it on the market. It's up for $200 at the moment. If anyone wants to buy a good fire pump for summertime, this thing's going to be really good by the time I'm finished with it. The only thing is I'll just clean the carby up a bit more and put a new diaphragm in it before I actually sell it. But it's a good $200 pump, 3 outlets. I think one's 1.5 inch, the other one's a 1 inch. As you could see in the earlier little videos, I had trouble keeping it anchored down, so I ended up grabbing this thing from next door. It's got so much compression, you've got to bolt it down pretty good or it just tears the baseboard apart, as I found out the hard way. So yeah, thanks for watching. Another good successful project.